welcome to my channel. If you're new here, if you're not new here, then welcome back. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. I'm so excited because I finally did my first wig in a very long time. This is a brownish ginger fall style. I picked this color because I wanted to give a fall look, so I have oranges and browns. I'm very excited about this wig and how it came out. I used the watercolor method to bleach the hair, and I also use the watercolor method to dye the hair. So I'm just going to show you guys how I achieved this look, and if you would like to purchase this wig, then it will be on my website, Elamit Hair. And yeah, without further ado, I'm not going to waste you guys' time. Let's get into the tutorial. So we are in the lab, and starting out, I'm going to take a deep pot that I don't use for cooking and boil a good amount of water, and then I'm going to take my bleach and my 40 developer, and I'm just going to pour the whole thing of bleach into the pot, and then I'm going to pour about half of my 40 developer, stir it. This is like cooking, guys. You got to make sure you measure the right amounts of everything. And I just finished the whole bottle of developer basically. So now I'm just going to take my wig and drop it in the pot, and I did end up moving the pot into the sink because that's better. So you're going to make sure that you fully submerge the wig into the water, guys. Make sure that you don't put too much water to where it's going to start like overflowing. And then once the whole wig is like drenched in water, you're going to detangle the hair and just make sure that like every strand is coated with bleach so that it bleaches evenly. And you want to be really gentle on the hair. You don't want to like pull it and tug it too much. So once I'm done combing through, I'm just going to submerge the wig back into the bleach water, and I'm going to let it sit for about 10 minutes. And this is how the wig looked when I came back. As you can see, it did start to bleach, but it was very uneven. So I'm just going to comb it out again and put it back into the bleach water. So this is how it came out, guys. It's pretty even now. As you can see, it's like a honey blonde light color. And now I'm gonna put some water on the pot to boil so that I can dye the hair. And I'm using the Cream of Nature bronze copper color. I actually ended up using 3 boxes. And as you can see, it comes with developer, and it also comes with the dye. So you have to open the developer bottle and then pour the actual dye into it so that it can activate. You shake it up so that it activates, and then you'll see it start switching colors. It's going to go from a white color to a burgundy reddish looking color. So I'm just pouring the dye straight into the pot, guys. And for this, definitely 3 to 4 boxes of dye would be good, or maybe just use less water. I feel like it didn't really coat the hair the way that I wanted. I never used box dye before. This was my first time using box dye, and the reason I did use box dye was because it was permanent dye. Everything else at the store was temporary, and I didn't want the color to bleed onto my clothes, so I used permanent dye. So yeah, I wish I would have used about 4 packs of this. So I'm just going to go ahead and submerge the wig into the dye water. And I'm going to do the same thing, combing through so that every strand of hair is coated in dye. I'm going to leave it for 5 minutes. And after 5 minutes, guys, you can see that it starts to tint a little bit. I can still see some like blonde. It still kind of looks light, but you could definitely see the color change. And I came back about 15 minutes later. It got a little bit darker, and this is where I kind of got frustrated with the color, so I decided to use the third box. So I poured this one straight into the water. I didn't mix it with the developer because I felt like that kind of diluted the color, so I just poured it right into the pot, and then I stirred it up and then submerged the wig back into the pot. And I also put some foil over it, y'all. Like, I was determined for this color to take. Like, it really wasn't taking the way that I was hoping or expecting. So I was like, let me do as much as I can to make sure that this color, like, takes. So I put foil over it. I don't really know if the foil really did anything for the process, but, you know, I was just trying anything at this point. So now that I finished the dye process, I'm just going to wash the dye out, and then I'm going to put some conditioner. I'm going to use the conditioner that came with the box dye first, and then I'm just going to kind of leave it to soak in the hair, and I'm also going to detangle it. So this is how the final color looks, guys. I like it. You could definitely see the gingery blonde brown looking color. And now, as I said earlier, I'm using the conditioner that came with the box dye, and I'm going to detangle it and let it sit for a few minutes. And this is the final look after I styled it. I'm so pleased with how this hair came out. Thank you guys so much for watching.